Alright guys, we're back at the workbench with another awesome product here. The Wasp POD, Proof on Demand Dash Cam. Now, I'm going to state this in the beginning that I did not pay for this, nor was this any kind of sponsorship or anything. I had a friend that owed me some money, and he knew I was looking for a dash cam to try out, so he gave me this and everything. He was selling them for about $200, but you can get on eBay, get them for $167, or Amazon for I think $37. I don't know how many of those they got left in stock, but if you're interested after this video and want to try it, go get it. All right. Now, one of the main reasons why I got a cam is me and my brother are going to be starting a business, a home inspection, and we're going to be doing a lot of driving. So we wanted a dash cam in case anything should happen. We get an accident or get, whatever should happen. We figured this would be probably good because nowadays you just can't trust anybody. And it is good. I know after started watching some of the videos and some of the horror stories that's happened, I think it's almost like a need just to have these in every car you own almost. But I'm going to try this out in my wife's 2013 Ford Mustang. We're going to hopefully be shooting a video here pretty soon of how to install it. It's very easy. In fact, I'm going to get this thing out of the box here so we can take a closer look at it. So I'm going to pause it and we're going to get this. Okay, now that we got this out of the box and everything, it's what I like about it is I was actually looking at this for quite a while. This actually particular model anyway. It's got a built-in GPS. I kind of like that. So that way it can show you where you're going also, because some of the other ones they have a special mount for the GPS, and that was an extra additional cost. And I don't know, for you guys, I'd like to get it all in one package here. And let's see, the other feature I like about this thing plugs into your OBD2 plug-in. And I kind of like that for one main reason is that it doesn't use up a cigarette lighter or something, so that way you can still charge up your phones and everything. And then you can see here is it got an on-off, and the way I understood it when I read the instructions is that if you leave it in the off position like that, it will only come on when the car is running. For what I understand, that when you when you shut it off, it stays on for 10 minutes and it shuts off. On is if you leave it in the on position, it stays on all the time. And I believe there is some kind of protection to keep your battery from being totally dead when you get up. But my advice to you, if you park it in a garage or something like what we do, you don't need it half the time. So I'd leave it in the off position. Now, the only time I would leave it in the on position, if you ever got pulled over by the police, I would flip this to on, maybe flip the camera around or leave it, flip it around to face you. So that way, if anything should happen, not saying that it will, but like everything else, there's good and bad of everything, and that no cops are exception. So there's good and bad cops out there, and sometimes it'll be good to have a little dash video in case you ever have to take it and use it against evidence if something bad happen. Not saying it will, but it's better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scout model there, and that's my motto as well, as I was a Boy Scout and an Eagle Scout, so I live by that. So be prepared for anything. Alright, now it does come with two different mounts. This is the adhesive one. Oh, it comes right out. And this is the one I'm not going to be using right now. I'm actually going to be using the suction cup one. I'm gonna use this to place it where my wife wants it. I'm gonna put it probably right underneath the rear view mirror. Put it in there. So then we're gonna route the wires. So this is good. This is the HMDI cord. It goes from a regular HMDI to a mini, kind of like a mini. So you can plug this up to your I guess computer, TV, anything that's got an HMDI port on it. And this right here is the USB stick to put your SD card in here. You have to slide it in and you can get the data off this. So that's pretty cool. Don't lose this. This is very important. Now, for the SD card, it did not come with the SD card, which was kind of a bummer, but whatever. This was 15 bucks. And if you look on the box, you need a Class 10. And I'll show you on the box. Because let's see if I can zoom in. Yes. Please use a Class 10 micro SD card, maximum 32 gigs. That was a little bit disappointing, only 32 gigs maximum. But so buy a Class 10 is what it recommends. Now, if you read the instructions, it just says class 6 or higher, which I'm not sure why they didn't get that straight, but go for the higher quality one or the better one and everything. Now, I did hear that my buddy that gave me this has got one in his SUV, his Expedition, and he tells me that these SD cards go bad they get corrupted after about every month or so, which I'm not sure if that's true or not. And I'm going to find out when we put this thing in and test it and see what it is. I didn't ask him what class of SD card he got, but so with that information he told me about, I decided to get the best one I could find. That Amazon's got quite a few. They had one that was cheaper. This one was, I think, 15 bucks. But I got this one that was a little bit more expensive. But the other one they had that was on a deal was made was only made for their tablets. This one's made for a whole lot. Well, it's made for, as you can see in there, ideal for Android-powered smartphones and tablets. But it takes better pictures and full HD video. Now we'll see if this thing will last more than a month, which I would like it to. I mean, if it can. I understand that eventually these things do get corrupt and bad. I had one go bad on my phone after a while, after years. The data got corrupted and it was no good. So I'm hoping this thing will last me at least about a year or so before I got to go get another one. Otherwise, that's a really high cost of upkeeping for the camera there. And that would be a big bummer and everything. So overall, it's not bad. We're gonna see how good the night vision is, and the day when we put in the Mustang, I will be posting videos. I'll post a little video of how to route it. I've already looked, and it doesn't look to be too bad for the Mustang. It looks like I can move back some of the pillars, get underneath the headliner real easy, and come down, then tie off the rest I need, and then hook this up to the OBD2. Which I'm quite a fan, because if I've read the instructions, which I did read the instructions, that it will display if you have a check engine light or a code up on the back of the screen here. So that's pretty cool. So when you're driving, it can give you a code, and also it can give you a bunch of other data. I think if I was reading, there we go, it can give you some data, which it would be kind of good in a way, because I'm not gonna lie. My Mustang, when we bought my wife's Mustang, the speedometer was off about 10 miles an hour. Someone has reset it. I don't have a computer yet to reset it back to normal. So having that to keep track of the miles per hour, I think it should do miles per hour. This thing's made in China, and so far they're only advertising kilometers. It better do miles per hour. I'd be pissed if it doesn't. But just to have this so that you can verify your speed will be great for right now. Because that is a little bit annoying. That was the funny story. I bought that Mustang, we took it home, and I couldn't understand why I was getting passed by everyone. I'm doing 60 because that was the speed limit, and apparently I was only going 50. Couldn't believe I was getting passed up. But now I know why. Because someone had reset the calibration there. So eventually I will get that fixed. But this will be a temporary solution. And plus, if I like this, we'll end up putting it in my little Ranger, the work vehicle we're going to use. And everything. So I have seen this in action. I've not seen any video playback from this, and it seemed to be really good. When my friend, he's got it in his SUV, so I've seen the video play, but nothing, seeing how the data transfers and everything. So I'm having high hopes for this, since I didn't have any money in it, so that's kind of good there. But next one I'll probably end up paying for if I like this one. There's so many different other cameras out there and everything. It's really hard to pick from one. In fact, I spent 2 days, I think 2 or 3 hours a day, just trying to figure out what camera to use and everything. And there's a lot of features you need to look out for when you want to get a camera, like how good does it do at night, maybe a G sensor. That's way when you're parking, if you get hit, it will activate and the camera will come on and maybe catch the guy who maybe backed into you while you're parallel parked somewhere. A big thing was, especially here in Texas, is holding up to the high heat. This thing is supposed to hold up to about 185 degrees. Will it? I don't know, but we'll see. That's what it claims, and that's what I'm hoping, because I don't think it gets any hotter than that, but it gets pretty hot down here. And if you're parked in direct sunlight, which they don't recommend you park it in direct sunlight with this thing, and which could be the same with every electronics, because it'll just beat them down eventually over time and everything. Now I wanted to see what was the other features I had this all planned out in my head, and I just had a blank moment here. Oh, let's see. This is the let's look at the system requirements here. All right, this is for when you want to put into the computer, read it. All right, here's the actual camera specs. You can pause this video if you want to spend some time and look at these things and everything, but the resolution is pretty good. I tried to find something with like 26 by 50 so get a wider angle, so you know when you're going down the road, if someone in a sidewalk jumps out at you, you could catch that and everything. But this is pretty good. This is better than, you know, having just regular 1080 by whatever. So it's got a little bit higher definition. GPS for tracking, which is cool. I like that. All right, so it recommends class 10, and it does have a battery in it, 300. I don't think that'll last long on its own and everything, but I believe that is going to do it today. If you have any other questions here, because I'm running out of time here, so I can't elaborate much more on my film here. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know, a thumbs down. And if you'd like to see some more of these videos of reviews here, please subscribe to my channel. Well guys, till next time.